friends, welcome to the Clique Kits YouTube channel. This is Hannah with you today, and I am going to be working on a layout for the blog, or that goes along with my blog post for Art Studio. And Art Studio is about art, but today I kind of want to talk a little bit about doing art in a different way. So like many other times that I start a layout, I added paint to the background. I used some Creameez, they're not Creameez, some Inklings from, which are like Creameez, in gold. So I just needed to start off with some gold. And so now I'm going to use some vibes that I just put in the palette. I like to do that because it just makes it a little bit easier. Though, I mean, when you're doing drops, really, I mean, just doing it from the bottle works too. But this way I get some of the shimmer in the palette, so it ends up on my page. And I'm using a dark green, and then I'm also going to use this velveteen green. And so you get the dark green and this like teal green, and I really like this color combo. At this point, I have no idea what I'm doing with this page. So I did this and then I set it off to the side and let it dry. A lot of times if I can do this kind of stuff and just let it dry without using my heat gun, then it's going to warp a lot less. So here you're going to see me try something and then I'm going to abort. Because I want to do ruffles. I decided that I wanted to try to add some fabric. And so you've seen me trying to play around with how I could adhere it. And then I just decided to bring it over to my sewing machine. So this is what I did after I sewed it. And I'm going to add a little bit more, some gold to it, some gold thread. And I'm doing this as I am starting to build my layers other ways. And so I'm trying to figure out how I can add something to make that gold thread stay without having to use a lot of glue. And I decided to use that tassel from the main squeeze. So I'm going to be using quite a bit of stuff from the main squeeze in the store. So I'll have a link below in the comments. In the store, there's a ton of Crate Paper's main squeeze, and I absolutely love this collection. It is so super cute. I wish I had a lot more of it. So definitely head over to the store and check it out, because if you use my code Hannah10, you can get 10% off of all that stuff. And it's perfect for like little kid layouts and stuff like that, or layouts that you want to be cutesy with, cards and that kind of thing. But yeah, so I'm going to be using a lot of that kind of stuff with pieces of my main kit. So I thought I was going to use some of this paper with the words on it, or the letters. It kind of looks like a crossword type of, or like a word find. But I was thinking about, when you go to bed and you count and ABC, I don't know. And I thought that maybe it would work, but in the end I decided not to use it because it just was a little bit too cream for all of the other stuff that I added. I mean, it probably really wouldn't have made that big of a deal, but for that moment it made a big deal. So that's kind of how I decide whether or not to use cream and white together. Is if I feel like I can make it work and it doesn't really bother me, then I will use it. So I did, however, grab a doily from my stash, and I pulled out that gold texture paste that actually I got in the store, but I don't know if Erica has anymore. But it's Faber Castell, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite gold pastes. And it's so creamy. Oh my gosh. It's different creamy than like Shimmerz products. But so definitely I'll look and see if I can find the link for that. If it's not in there, I will link to the Dazzlers, because those are equally creamy and they're super fun. So I'm letting that dry. So, which I should have did that like way off. Anytime you're going to stencil on something and use it on your build layers, make sure you stencil it like at the very beginning, not like me, and in the middle of your process, because then you end up waiting. Like I wasted time really. So this layout would have came out a lot quicker. So it really didn't take that long to make. because, yeah, because I was wasting time. But I'm trying to figure out what I want to use to pop up my photo because I knew I wanted to do that. And in the end, I'm going to end up taking a piece of chipboard, a frame from that I know I'm not going to use from a chipboard. It's not from the main Squeeze, but I could have did that. I could have done that too. And this is a good idea for when you have chipboard pieces that you don't really, you're not going to use. Stick it in a layer. Like, why not? Like, because if you're not going to use it, you might as well use it as a layer. And those chipboard, like the chipboard is perfect for, especially if you get the shaped kind, because it's not going to take up all of underneath, so you can still tuck things in. Because this was the only problem with using a frame, is that when I wanted to stick a couple of things in that I didn't think about, I had to tuck it underneath the white paper. But I really like the way that that looks. It gives just enough height to really make that the black from the black and white to pop out. And then I decided to use that Dream Big because this is a picture of my son, and he's sleeping with his toys and he looks super cute. I mean, what why wouldn't you want to get a picture of your kid with a buttload of toys in their bed while they're sleeping? Because he's 6 and he's still at that age where he's got to have everything in his bed with him. And so it's really cute, and I know it's not going to last forever, right? But yeah, so I wanted to document that. And so now I'm just kind of trying to figure out exactly what I want to layer, because I built that layer cluster down at the bottom with the chipboard and the tassel, which those tassels aren't in the store anymore, but those I got in the store. They're super fun. And so I mixed in the cork hearts. I think this is gonna cut off. I think I forgot that I ran out of film, but I'm almost done. I just add another heart to, and then I'm gonna layer it all. So in a minute you're gonna see everything. And I really just stuck with tucking a few things in, and adding a couple of pieces of chipboard on the side, and you'll see those in a minute. But I absolutely love how this turned out, and by adding something like fabric to my layout, it really just made it just a whole different texture, and it felt more artistic to me. So that's a way that you can use art on your pages. So definitely head over to the blog if you want to read a little bit more about it and see the close-ups better. And I will see you guys later, and I hope you have a great scrappy week. Don't forget to share your kit stuff with us. Bye!